having you. It's Saturday the 9th of November and I'm recording. As you can see, there's a pile of wood behind me, and I'll tell you what the reason for that is now. Basically, I've been at it all morning. It's currently 12:30 midday, and I've been at it all morning, to be fair, messing about. I've got the tools out, as you can see. I've got the chop saw out now. Earlier on I had the table saw out, and I've decided, after pondering a little bit in the week, and I know the temperatures are going down, I thought I'm going to put some sort of cover over it. I know I said I was going to, and I was going to leave it open, but why not? I'm going to put a cover over it. I'm trying to make the cover so as I can store it away in the winter. I've got no polycarbonate, so I'm going to be using polythene for the time being. The cover ain't really to keep heating, it's just to keep the chill off. So what I've done, these pieces of wood here, basically CLS, if you know what your wood is. I've stripped it down the middle, made two pieces out of it. So I've got about, I don't know, what is it, 1.25 inches by 1.5 inches, something like that. That's all it is. I've just stripped a load of that down. There's some 10-foot lengths and some 8-foot lengths, or 2.4s and 3 meters, whatever they am now. I don't know. I work in feet and inches myself, old school. So now I'm just going around and looking at what I can get away with. I've never even given that maple tree a thought, thinking it hangs over the pond, so that's going to have to be slightly pushed away while the covers are on. I've got to order a tarpaulin, but I thought today I'll get the framework together and we'll see how we go. I mean, the fishing fine, there's no problem with the fish at all. I'm just conscious, obviously, we're going to get some really cold sort of rain and snow and whatever else over the next few months. And if I can just make something what I can take apart, put away. I've still got a gap down the side of my shed, the back of the filter house, so I've got room to stick them down there. And away we go. The only thing is, the biggest lengths I could get untreated of this CLS was 10 foot, and I am slightly too short, by around about 1.5 foot. So the framework's going to come to where that brick is here. Sorry about the camera work. Tell you what, zoom me bloody out. So about, I don't know, 1 foot or so short, so I've got to make up with that. I'm going to create an apex cover in 2 halves, and then I'll make up at the front of the back. The back I ain't too concerned about, the back, if I'm honest, but I'll make up at the front, and then we'll see how we get on. But there you go. Just thought I'd check in with you. Thanks to everybody who's commented on the spawning videos. I mean, them videos was just something I threw together because them on my phone, them from when I used to have, well, I've still got the group on Facebook, Keep It Koi UK. It used to be just called Keep It Koi, and then somebody else changed their group to Keep It Koi. So I thought, you know what, I'll just stick the UK on the end. But that Facebook group's been going for quite some time now. It's, I don't know, 4,500 followers, or whatever you want to call them, subs if you like. So I'll go over and have a look and join up. So I don't police it a lot though. So yeah, that's what I'm doing today. So yeah, thanks to everybody who commented on the last videos, much appreciated. As I said, that was just to throw together a bit of a montage of what I've got on my phone, to be quite honest. So there you go. Right, as I said, I'm doing something I said I was going to. I also put some lights up, and I said I was going to, but they're only temporary. Everything's only temporary. It's just because it's dark nights now, and I'm up here messing about on an evening as well. But there you go. So I'll snap back to you when I've got more to show you. Hopefully when this framework's together. I've got to go down Screwfix and get some stuff. Hopefully my missus will do that trip for me, and just go and grab the stuff I've ordered online, and then I can get this mess all sorted out. As you can see, I've got a load of bloody sawdust. I've got a pile on it there, where I was cutting it with the table saw. Kelpie's been over and given me a chuck as well. He's just gone. So happy days. Sleeper pond's all fine. That's sitting at 19 degrees. The Beckower Pete's is up ravenous as well now with everything else. So that's had a wick in the salt, and that's fine as well. So if you do come across sleeping sickness, best thing to do, if you can, heat. If you can't, it is what it is. And if not, around about 0.6 salt, and you'll be fine. I'll get over it. So happy days. Right, I'll snap back to you when I'm done what I've got to do. Catch you in a bit, Aid. It's currently 20 to 6, and I've just had a bit of a clean up. I had a very productive day, if I'm perfectly honest with you. I put them together once, and I've took them down again, and put them together again. But I don't know if I've done the right thing now, because I've made basically triangles. What I've tried to do to start with was to make a frame to fit the pond, and the pond A square. slightly off. So I tried to do that, but it was just getting too much. So I decided just make it square and then just sit it down as to where it sits. But I've made it in triangles. I don't know if it's the right thing to do because I've got to store everything. So we'll see. There's a couple of triangles on there now. You can see just up the side there by the fence there's a couple just sitting up there, look. I think I'm still going to make another one to see what happens, because there's 4 triangles altogether now. Them 2 I'm sitting within the frame, which ain't an issue, and that's the way I'm looking. But it's obviously now I'm starting to think about how am I going to store these. I don't want to be storing them on top of the filter house up there. I don't want to be doing that. But we'll see. We'll see if I can. They probably have to be broke down. But the thing is, with polythene on, it's going to be a case of buying new polythene every year, I suppose, if I decide to put them on again. But I'm hoping that this time next year I'll have an air source heat pump on the main pond, just like we got on this one. Now these are alright. These are ravenous. I can't fill them up. They've just been fed, that's why they ate up the glass. I should have really put the camera on before I fed them, really. But they're fine in there. Core gave me enough. As I said, the Beck-Hour peats is fine. Everything else seems to be okay. It's around about 0.3 salt. So that's where I am at the minute. Not very good. I was hoping to have all the framework done. Well, all the framework is done in a way. It's just the back corner over here. The back corner over there ain't been fixed yet. As you can see, I've put some metal bits on the corners. I ain't done that one over there yet. Once that one's fixed, the old frame then can sort of be moved. I mean, as you can see, this side's sitting right on the edge of the pond, so that'll sit sort of over here somewhere. So it just all needs to come this way when it's done. Which, yeah, it's a problem. I'm just thinking about storage now. I mean, I've got little bits of gaps around the side of the shed and stuff where I can get most of it in. I've obviously cut too much wood up, but I dare say we'll use it. There's a couple of struts got to go across the top for when the polycarb, I wish it was, for when the polythene goes on, and that's it. These have wondered what the bloody hell's been going on today. There's actually a drop of water out of the pond. I've got to investigate that now. Seems to be a little bit down to what it normally is. Around about an inch or two. No, not 2, about an inch and a half. So yeah, it's a little bit down to what it normally is. So there you go. Racked off day, if I'm honest. Overthinking stuff to start with. Overthinking stuff to start with, and then just having to make up after. And of course, dark nights, fireworks, I'm still going off from one thing and another. It's just, it is what it is. But we'll get there. It's like I said, I'm going to put you down here because it'd be like the mad dog there, mate. See me chins. So like I said, I'm making these covers. I decided to make them just because, to try and keep a little bit off the water. Whether I'll ever use them again, I really don't know. But we'll see what happens. Like I said, these are covered up, as you know, plus the air source heat pumps. You can hear that churning away at the minute over there, the back of the bonsai tree. So, they're growing well as well. I'm doing really well in there. So there you go. Anyway, it's Saturday night, so I'm going to go and have me a beer now because I've had enough. I'm going to get the sheds and everything locked up, and then I'm going to go and have a beer, and then we'll see what happens tomorrow. I've got to go down the range tomorrow because I've got no clamps. I've been using these just to try and hold the wood together. You know, these big clips basically. They've just been busting on me. There's 2 or 3 in there. I think there's 2. There's 2 in there on the bottom. I can't see them now, so they'll have to wait till tomorrow. And they've been flying everywhere as they've been breaking. I know there's one down here somewhere. But then clip some crap. So I'm going to go down the range and get me some of them like a silicone gun clamp, I've got 2 big ones, but I've got no small ones. So I'm going to go and get a couple of them cheapos. So it's either that off and I'll make framework and that up. If I do, then I've got other ways of doing stuff. I mean, I've got G-clamps, but... And I'm just a ball air okay, I'm too heavy. So there you go. I'm gonna bore you. I ain't gonna bore you no more. I'll catch you when I've got something else to show you. In a bit, I've been, yeah. Wednesday the 13th of November, and I'm up here doing a water change on the filter plant. Not really a lot to check in about, to be quite honest, but I thought I'd pop in and say hello, as you do. Seeing as y'all are out there have been quiet. As I said, I'm just up here doing a water change. A little bit of a gripe to share with you. Not so much a gripe, but an unexpected expectation. Does that make sense? Air source heat pump. Here we go again. Come up here yesterday morning. As you can hear, it's running now. But I come up here yesterday morning and I've got a code of P7 on the air pump. Now when I had it, I read the instructions and it says it don't work below 5 degrees. And I never get it to thought, did I? Well, that's all I'm watching. This is just topping up, so I'm just watching it. Never give it a thought, if I'm honest. Come out, it was 4 degrees, it got that P7 code on it. I thought, you shitbag. I thought it had reset through the day, but it never did. Never did, and for some reason on the breaker, which I'll show you, on that breaker there, that red light was actually flashing. So when I come from work, I turn it all off, turn it all back on, and it kicked in again. As you can see, I'm at 18 degrees, this is just topping up with water at the minute. So that's got to fight now to get it back up. So, I've got that P7 code on it again this morning. And I thought I was going to leave it switched off, thinking it's taking a reset. For a day. It's alright, these are my covers of me, look what I'm making. I haven't touched them either since. But I thought it did reset. And today it did, it reset itself. I mean, the temperature, believe it or not now, is up to 10 degrees. And it's 20 past 7 at night. So it's up and running. It's now obviously warming water back up because I'm changing water. So yeah, it's just one thing to bear in mind, guys. If you have one of these aqua source heat pumps, if you have one of these aqua source heat pumps, just bear it in mind. Below 5 degrees, you're going to struggle. It's ain't going to work when you need it most as well. So what I've decided, I've got 2 jobs on the go now for the weekend. Obviously, first job is to finish them covers. At least finish the timber work. I haven't got no polythene yet. I've got to try and get some polythene. I'm hoping to get some of that stuff that put on the polytunnels, which is the UV stuff, but I ain't too fussed actually at the minute because I'll probably put polycarb on anyway. My other job is that aqua source heat pump has got to come into this dossel of a shed, so I've got to have a tidy up. I'm going to stick it on the shelf over here. Now you can see a piece of flexi hose sticking out just down here. This is my plan. Now bear with me, and please put me right if you think I'm going wrong, okay? On this pond we've got a 9,000 litre pump, a Jabeo, just sitting down there, working as sweet as a nut, always has done. Okay? So I'm just keeping an eye on this, as you can see. I'll use a pump to top this up. This is how I clean my easy pods. We've done it before, you'll see it before. I'm going to run you through it again. But anyway, Jabeo pump, as you can see, on the Jabeo pump, we've got 1.5 pipe coming off, coming across and into the tempest, yeah? Simple as. My idea for this air source heat pump is, let me just turn that off. Alas, we have an 1.5 rubber connector. Lost the Jubilee clip by the look of it, but I'll find it. So we've got an 1.5 connector. So what I'm thinking is coming off that pump just down there, sticking, I don't know if you can see this to be honest, putting that connector in between the pump and that bend, so it can sit there somewhere, which will then, in that connector, as you can see I was ready for this video, I'll stick an hose tail, so in effect it'll be on the pump, top of the pump, with the hose tail like that, okay? Now then, right, from that hose tail I'll then run So I'm 1.25 inch pipe, flexi hose, under my shelf under there, and come up here. And then the air source will sit on the bottom shelf of this bench with an hole through the shed at the back for it to vent out. Now that way, in theory, sorry about this, but in theory it's going to be drawing the warm air off the filters to produce the warm air to keep the pond warm, if that makes sense. And now it's going to draw cold air as well, but it's the best chance I've got of keeping it running through the winter. So I'm going to bring it indoors into the shed. The shed ain't insulated or anything like that, it's actually falling down. And I'm going to bring it in there just to give myself a fighting chance. I mean, you can see these are more okay. You know, a little bit of food going now, they'll go mad for it now. And I'm okay, I'm sound as a plant, to be quite honest. Absolutely nothing wrong with them at all. But the temperature did drop a couple of degrees yesterday while I was at work. Brought it back up last night. It dropped again about a degree overnight when that pump decided it was going to work again in the cold weather. And then obviously it's kicked back in today and then back up to 18, or was, until I put this cold water in and cooled them down again. So, bit of heat ramping going on, to be fair. So there you go. Whether that lot will make this video or another one, I don't know. But I've got plenty to do the weekend now. The thing is I'll come from work and it's like this. Don't want to do nothing. So I only really get the weekends, and the thing is as well, I like to give the missus the Sunday as well, you know what I mean, just being here. So I only really do 1 day a week when it comes to pond stuff. Little bits here and there, mess about, and just really 1 day a week. So, but this is had now, that's on its third boil now, as you can see, it's running nice and clear. That's just boiling anyway, so I don't bother emptying that. So I'm going to top up, put the salt back up to 0.3 and let it be, I suppose, for tonight. They've had some food. I ain't giving them no mug because I'm sitting around about 11 degrees. That's all I'm sitting at. You can see they're very happy with me. Look, that Sankey. Look at him, miserable bugger. Yeah, happy with me at all. But they are very warm. As you can see, I've took the air curtain off. I don't know if I've already told you. I've put an air stone in the skimmer just for me to create the milk pond effect again, which is how I prefer it. There's plenty of air still going in the filters. You want something to eat? If I give you, I'll bloody eat it. There's still plenty of air going in the filters and you're out soon. But I just thought I'd check in with you on this Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening even. Just to let you share my thoughts on the aqua source. Don't get me wrong, it's worked flawless, it really has, up until this cold snap. And it don't like the cold weather. So, and I knew that, I'll be honest, I did know it before I even had it. I knew it would only go down to 5 degrees, and it's my own fault for not making precautions and getting it in the shed to start with, which I should have done. But it is what it is. But the stuff's on order, the pipe work and that's on order what I need. And I've got some of the other bits, so it's ain't going to take long to do, it's going to take probably all of an hour. The only thing I have thought about, or I have decided what I'm going to do yet, is how to return the warm water to the pond. So obviously I'm going to be cutting sort of the nexus down halfway. I'll turn the pump up to compensate for it. But I'll, you know me, I'll just do it as I go along. I don't plan nothing, just do it as I go along. And that's it, right, I'll leave you to it. I'm going to finish these filters off and I'll catch you later. In a bit, yeah. Saturday the 16th of November, 11 o'clock. I've been out here around about half hour, 3/4 of an hour, something like that. As you know, today is the day where I've got to move the air source heat pump because, as I've already documented, that it just cut off at 5 degrees, it just don't want to know. So what my plan is, get it into the shed and hopefully it'll work a little bit better. We shall see. I've already made a start. I've cut an hole in the side of my shed. No going back now, is there? I'll just spin you around and I'll show you what I've done. Just before I do these, I've got to be done as well today. Hopefully try and get a little bit more progress on these covers. It's gone mild again, but it has threatened snow next week, as I'm sure you're all aware. So we've got to have a cold spell next week. But you know what, I really ain't that fussed. I never had covers up before, so we'll see. I actually looked at my little Kawaku the other day, which is just over the back taking pellets, as you can see. When it was yesterday I was up here, I thought, has that fish got dropsy? It's just the amount of body he's put on since I've had it. I mean, the eyes protrude a little bit as well, but I thought, has that fish got dropsy? But no, just the amount of body he's put on. There you go, like a bloody Tamasaba. Proper set of shoulders on it. Needs to put a bit more length on it though now. Right, so air source heat pump has gone, been took off there, out of the way. These are currently sitting at 18 degrees, so I made sure that I was warm enough before I went too far. Great big hole in my shed just down here. Air source heat pump, as I said, is going to sit on that shelf. I've had to cut a bit of the shelf out for the drainage. I've got to sort that out later on, so I've just cut that hole out. That's going to be the vent out, so the fan hopefully should line up with that 9-inch hole, because it's a 9-inch fan. So we'll see what happens, but that's what I'm doing today. As you can see, just behind the air source, I've got my pipe. I've already run a piece of pipe round from there, goes under that shelf there, under this shelf here, and comes out just round here, as you can see. Sorry about the flashing off the LED, guys. Obviously a different hertz than the camera. So I've left myself plenty of pipe there. As I said, I've got this 1.5 inches to go in there. I ain't cut nothing yet, I ain't gonna yet. That'll be the last thing to do, and then we'll fire it up and see how it copes. As I said, it's been okay the last couple of nights. It's been mild, so it's been alright. It's sort of held the temperature, but on the nights where it's high, it's been dropping down from 18. Well, it was down to 16 yesterday, and then obviously, was it yesterday or the day before? Day before yesterday, it was down to 16, and you know, a 2-degree drop overnight, and then bringing it straight back up again. How you doing them no good, so I've got to try and avoid it the best I can. So right, I'm going to crack on. I'll get back to you when I've done a bit more, or when it's all up and running, and we'll see what the crack is then, eh? In a bit, eh? I'm getting all excited because a little bit of food just dropped on the water. And the reason being, the temperature is coming back up. I only lost really half a degree while I've been doing what I've been doing. Just show you. Air source heat pump is now in there, sitting under the bench, sitting on the tray. I've still got to sort that little bit of drainage out. It's just dripping on the floor of the shed at the minute, so I've got to get that sorted when I get over my door, just to get the silicone gun again. And as I said, I cut an hole in the shed. Amazingly, that's the bottom ring off a bottom drain. I put some mesh in as well, as you can see. Put a little tassel on so as I can see it working, as though you know, as if I can hear it. But it seems to be okay. I had some drips. I think I have still got a slight drip over here on this joint here, but it's minimal, if I'm honest. This was absolutely pissing out down here earlier. Them two was pissing out, but I managed to sort them. Just remade the ends up and brought the clips out a little bit further, and they seem to be okay. Touch wood at the minute. Touch wood. Now it's raining, so I'm just having a clean up now, really. I mean, it's amazing what mess I've made. I've took all the framework where it was, so that's the framework there, or what was the framework on the side of the pond. So that's down now, so I might leave the sockets there for the time being. As I said, I've got a shed to go here once all this is sorted out. These are more up feeding. They don't give a shit now because the heat's coming back in. They look okay, these lot. They look pretty good. I'm a little bit skittish because the covers them off, but they seem to be alright. And then buggers there, and the same as well. Still I got round to doing that framework yet. It's 5 to 2, so I've had a couple hours, 2.5 hours say, at doing the air source. messing about and one thing and another. I've now got it coming in just in this corner. That's the return just down here. You can just see the pipe coming in. So that's where I am. So I'm going to climb up, see what this weather's going to do, and if it does if it does brighten up at all, I'll have a go at them covers, because I bought nuts and bolts and brackets and all sorts for that lot. But there you go, mate. There's your back out. Stocking the food. That's another £40 you owe me, please. Camera shy though. You don't want to play with the camera. Here it comes, look. Chip bag. So what? There you go. Right. I'll put you down and I'll catch you later. In a bit, 8. So it's 25 past 4. Obviously the heater and everything's done, as you know. Decided to have another go at this cover. Yeah, it's how working out. I've got to take it apart again. So I've got this side what I thought was done. I thought sound. The brackets I bought them a load of shit. As I pick the frame up, as you know, I'm a one-man band. As I pick the frame up, all the brackets buttled, so they've got to come off. But I've got to take that end off anyway, and that's got to come down. And then I've got to take an inch off each one of these. Not even thinking about it. You know, it's like with me, I'll just do it as I go along. That's slightly out as well at the back, so there's about an inch or so I've got to come off that. Just to level it up, because it's slightly leaning backwards. I don't know if you can see it. My tree's taking a battering as well. To be fair, I'm at the stage now where I'm thinking, do I really need to bother? I know it's going to be cold. I know they ain't going to be cold. I'm still feeding at the minute and I'm like 10 degrees. What's your thoughts, guys? I'm gonna put this video up tonight. I know everybody else covers and everybody swears by covering. Nobody covers in the mud ponds, nobody covers in the lakes. I know they're more bought in over winter, but I had a pond for years without it being covered. The only thing what covered it was a frame on the top, which was pergola, and I had a net on that. But am I going to all this effort for nothing? And then I've got to store them, and that's my biggest worry, is storing them, because I ain't really got much room to store them. Can you tell the pissed offness in my voice again? I don't know if I'm doing right for doing wrong. So, what's your thoughts, guys? Let me know. Let me know. I mean, that's done. I ain't bothered now, that's done. Bloody heater's still going now. It's been going now about 2.5 hours. Since I last checked in here, which was what? 2 o'clock, something like that. It hasn't switched off yet. It's at 18.1. And it's still going. Weird. Look at the vibration. I don't know if the phone's picking that up. Ooh. So what am I doing? What am I doing? I want to just get neck, if I'm honest. They don't care. They ain't bothered. Well, I'll just do what I've done here. Get some polycarbon light on the flat on the top. The reason I do that, and I am telling the truth now, is because of that gosh kid. If I like something flat on the top, he's going to bounce his head every time, eh? Because he's a dickhead. I don't know. Never mind. We'll get there eventually. It'll either be done or it will. Either way, I'll be bothered. Catch you later in a bit, eh?